welcome to another episode of the Pursuing Greatness podcast, the place experts share their wisdom on living well by mastering health, wealth, relationships, and spirit. Before we get started, I want to let you know that the best way to support the show is just to subscribe, like, and share this episode with your friends and family. Also, if you'd like to learn more about how to master life, check out our website at pursuinggreatnesspodcast.com. With that said, I hope you enjoy the episode. We have a very special guest with us today, so grab your pen and paper and enjoy the journey.
Action.
All right, we're live today with another episode of the Pursuing Greatness show. Thanks everybody for hopping on. Today we have Akbar Sheikh. Akbar is a #1 best-selling author, speaker, and master of the 7 ethical principles of persuasion. He has helped many eight funnels hit 7 figures. He's a father and a philanthropist with a concentration on orphans and giving the gift of vision to blind children. I've been following Akbar for a while. I know he has a great heart and he knows what he's talking about. He's really good at what he does in business. So I am excited to have Akbar here. Akbar, thanks for hopping on the show today.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. So yeah, let's get started. I just want to dive briefly into your story. I know, you got you've gone all over the place. So we're just going to touch on that real quick and then get into the meat of it and, how to grow a business to the next level.
Yeah, totally. What can I tell you, man? Here in Connecticut, currently visiting for the summer. This is kind of where I grew up. This is where I grew up. Listen, I come from an entrepreneurial family. Retail family. Never really liked retail. I sold cars for a long time. Never really liked that.
You sold cars, you said?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cars. Yeah, and actually, you're in real estate. I was in real estate too. I was a slumlord for a little bit.
What type of slumlord?
I would say the good kind. I would say the good kind. I hated that though. I didn't like, it's not like the areas and like the tenants are mean and like, rude and threatening and, I didn't like it at all. So I got out of that world. Which is an interesting thought to pause on and ponder on, because it's like, to this day, it's like, I'm very, in other words, like, because I had a negative experience, my first go around in real estate, I never really popped back into it full-fledged, although I always think about it. But it's interesting to just kind of reflect back on that reasons, because like it was kind of like a tortured experience for me. It was a terrible experience. So anyway, yeah. So I did that. Even sold Cutco knives. I did all these types of things.
Nice,
never really loved anything that I did. And then long story short, yes, I ended up like 50 pounds overweight, married to the devil, crippling anxiety disorder, many addictions. What else? I had no why.
Yeah, you were going through a rough patch.
Yeah, I had no why. I wasn't spiritual. I ended up living in an electrical closet for a little bit. Ended up half dead. All these great things.
All the great experiences people
all
go
these
through
great
in life,
experiences.
right?
And then I discovered kind of online marketing and ethical principles of persuasion, and I just kind of fell in love with it when I saw it. For the first time, I remember on Craigslist, I was looking at that. I saw like some ad for some cheesy network marketing company, and I just saw everything instantaneously. I saw the psychology. I'm just like, I get it. I know why that button's red, and I know why she's smiling, and I know why it says buy now. Like I'm like, this is pretty brilliant, And then I just kind of went down that rabbit hole, and actually got my start in kind of a network marketing sort of company. I actually got very good at that, made some decent money with it, but I ended up not liking that then, and I ended up not enjoying that at all. But luckily, those skills that I learned, like those ethical principles of persuasion and things of that nature, led me to become a coach, which is what I do enjoy doing very much so. Currently.
Awesome, man. No, I love it. And I love stories that are not straight. They're super meandering. They go all over the place, because that's it's my story. And I know that's a lot of people's stories out there, is that you start going down one path and you're like, shit, this isn't the path that I'm supposed to be down. And then you
Yeah.
make a few turns there. So that's cool. And
It's
you're right.
interesting, but like, you know, it's like, and I don't know what age group listens to your podcast and stuff, but like, you know, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a little older, man. I got like, you know, I got a lot of gray hairs here. I look at this game and I see a lot of young people crushing it, man. Like young people crushing it. If there's any young people watching, I'd like to give a little advice because I guess that's what happens when you get old. You want to give advice to younger people. Uh, no, but I see a lot of young people crushing it online. And I look, I'm like, how old are you? Like 25, married, 3 kids, got like this, what, great business, what? Like, I was partying my whole 20s. Like, my whole 20s was just a big party. I got, you know, please, it was one big party. And my sincere advice to someone who basically wasted a decade, I had a lot of fun, but as far as like, you know, in other words, like I'm almost 40, and people my age who kind of had a good start at like 20, 22, 23, my good God, for like 15, 20 years, they've got a 15, 20-year head start, sort of, you know, sort of. So it's like, my advice to young people is to immediately get a coach, you know, and that's what was missing for me. Surround yourselves with better quality people. That was, you know, I was surrounded by party animals, right? It just happened to be my fate, my choice, that I was just surrounded by party animals, and that's what I ended up doing, is just partying a lot. So if I was surrounded with a different circle who's like, dude, come on, you know, shit, stop smoking, let's eat a little healthy. Yeah, because it's like, you are who you hang out with. Like, all my buddies want to go late night pizza, right? But if you're hanging out with, like, you know, people who care about their health, where they're going to go to, I don't know, some organic place or sushi or
Go
something,
get a
right?
salad or something like that.
Salad bar or something, right? So who you hang out with is extremely, extremely important, I would say. Um, so give yourself a little audit. Who are you hanging out with? And if it's low quality, you gotta mentor up.
Yep. No, I couldn't agree more, and that's kind of how my life has went as well. When you're, especially when you're just starting out, if you don't have somebody there to kind of guide you,
Yeah,
you end up just spinning your wheels like so much, and
yeah,
you're not doing the right things. You don't have confidence in the things that you're doing. But once you get someone who's been there, who's done that, who's gone down the path, they can just give you that boost of confidence. Say, hey man, you're doing the right thing. Just keep going. And they can also show you not exactly what to do, but kind of the path to be taken. Like
yeah.
this general path is the right way to go, and it's the right thing to do. So I'm 100% on board with that, and I mean, I know you are too. That's your whole business these days. So I want to go back a little bit. You mentioned in your story, online marketing is kind of where the light bulb went off for you. For me, it was real estate. Everybody has that moment when they're like, okay, this all makes sense. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I need to go down. You had that light bulb moment. Online marketing was your thing. You started, going down that path. A lot of people struggle to, when they start a business, they struggle to bring people to them. They struggle to get inbound leads. Online marketing solves that with no problem. What are the big issue or mistakes you see people making when they try to get into the online world and bring their business into the online world and create campaigns for themselves?
I'll tell you the biggest mistake that people make. It's interesting because I kind of have to think about it, because the reality is, the biggest mistake I think people make is they treat an online business as if it's something different, as if it is some sort of mystical, magical lottery ticket. Um, Doing business on the internet is a business. You see, the history of business, I think the first ever business transaction happened something like 77,000 years ago, and they actually traded volcanic glass in an island near Fiji. I think.
That's
It
pretty
was something
sweet.
like that. You see, the business principles have been the same since the beginning of time, but what platform are we using? So before, it was just land. Then they started having like marketplaces, the modern day flea market. Then they started doing mail. Then they started having like retail shops. And retail was the big thing for many, 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 many years. That was the main way to do business. Now, about 20 years ago, roughly, give or take. The internet really got popular when the first iPhone came out about, I think, 12 years ago. That's when everyone had the internet in their pocket.
Yeah, I remember that first one.
That-
That was a big one. That was like
yeah,
2009, right?
yeah. It's just post Facebook, Instagram, like all the big internet. Like this is yeah. Um, so the internet is simply the new platform to conduct business on. But that's the part people seem to forget is that you are conducting business, and the same offline business principles apply to online. So, for example, like all the sales letters you see online, dude. If you read a sales letter that was sent in snail mail, regular mail from the '70s, it's the same psychology, the exact same psychology. So the biggest mistake is that people don't realize this is an actual business because they sure as hell don't treat it like an actual business. Yeah, they try to do everything themselves, which is ludicrous. For example, you have people trying to do their own copy. Now, what I've noticed in people who are not doing well, that one of one of their biggest problems is their messaging. It's bland, it's boring, it blends in, it's elevator music, it doesn't emotionally make you flicker. It's not any good. And they come up with that messaging on their own. The reality is copywriting is an art. It's like you take an average person off the street and say, go be the leading actor in my new movie. What are you talking about, dude? Acting is an art. It takes years of refinement and, honing your craft. That people are trying copy is ridiculous. It's like your whole house needs to be rewired and you're not an electrician. You've never had any training. Well, let me go
Don't do
rewire
that.
my
If you're
house.
listening, don't rewire your
Yeah.
house.
Well, if you do that, your house will go on fire. So don't do that. But that's exactly what's happening in people's businesses. They're on fire. They're not doing well. It's because they're trying to do all these things on their own, which is frankly ludicrous. Listen, from day one, you got to do what you do best and outsource the rest. I'm technologically literate. Someone asked me this morning, hey, can you send me this Zoom recording? I'm like, I don't know. Ask my assistant. I don't, I'm not, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. And they were really kind of surprised. Like, really? You don't know? I mean, no, I don't know how to do it. And they're like, well, how do you do it? I said, I have my team do it. Because it's such a foreign concept to people, unfortunately, because in a lot of cultures and a lot of people, they were trained. You see, a lot of people are brainwashed. I'll tell you the truth. I came from an entrepreneurial family. Okay, so our discussions on the dinner table were a little different. My weekends were spent a little different. I grew up in retail stores, looking at business being conducted. A lot of people grew up with parents who were, 9 to 5, have you, and and I mean this with all due respect, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but a lot of brainwashing going on. They were taught, do it yourself, do everything yourself, work hard, uh, settle for less. Uh, a lot of people were not brought up with entrepreneurial principles, such as do what you do best, outsource the rest, and investing, in a team and things like this. So a lot of the times, like you have to spend some time rewiring and decluttering the mental trash that you were brainwashed with since a very young age. I think that's a very important point to bring up.
Yep. And that kind of goes into the next question that I was going to ask. You kind of already went over the main thing that people do wrong. And so what do you see when they do make a change? What is that one change that you usually see? They've been trying so hard to make their business work. They make this change. All of a sudden, things start to click. Things start to go into place. What is the change that you usually see made?
Yeah, that's a great question, bro. We've helped 10 funnels hit 7 figures and so many hit 6 figures. Um, and it's interesting. Oftentimes, it's just that one thing that has made them go to that next level. I'll tell you a quick story. It's like this guy, this couple, pretty rich couple, affluent couple, they wanted to get pregnant. They wanted to have a child, and they couldn't. They went to all the best doctors around the world, and they tried all the latest technologies, and they tried everything, and nothing worked. They couldn't have a baby. And they were not into holistic medicine by any stretch of the imagination. I was like, hey, why don't you, look, you tried everything else. Why don't you go see them? They're like, all right. So they go see the holistic doctor, and the doctor just like looks at them. I think they, just kind of looks at them, looks at their pupils, feels their neck, a couple of things like this, their forehead, things of this nature. And the homeopath doctor's like, okay, go. All the other doctors do this extensive lab work and extensive, state of the art testing, and this homeopathic doctor is literally like looking at your pupils, right? Looking at your eyes, and the doctor's like, look, just go eat a date, something. Go eat 3 dates a day for 2 weeks, something like that,
3 dates,
right? Or 2 months or something like that. Yeah, go eat 3 dates a day. And the couple's laughing hysterically. It's like, you joker, you quack. We've traveled the world to get, breaking edge technology. And you were telling me to go eat dates? You quack. I knew I never should have come here. Anyway, a couple of months later, they come back and visit the doctor and say, oh my God, thank you so much. We're pregnant. And it was the power of that one thing, go eat dates. So to answer your question more specifically, it's happened it's happened in many different ways. Number one is we change someone's messaging. For example, we did this funnel a while back. It was a massage. They were selling medical massages, actually. So we came up with new messaging, massage 2.0, the new massage.
The next evolution of massages, yeah.
Yeah. And that one little messaging tweak really made that thing skyrocket. Others was the way they treated their customers, the way they viewed their customers, the way they viewed how to leverage and utilize their customers. Others was sales tactics. What kind of scripts do I use? How do I sell to people? Others were offer structures. And, so it's like, look, at the end of the day, man, if you want a successful business, what is it? It's mindset, funnels, offer, funnels, traffic, right? And then, you can go into like a little bit of team building. Well, look, the core three is funnels, traffic, offer. These are the core three things that you can actually build a 7-figure business with just this. Have an awesome
What was that? The third one, what was that?
Yeah, have an awesome offer. And when I say an awesome offer, I mean it's so good your own mother wants to buy it from you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's so good that I'm going to leave my favorite dinner, run up 5 flights of stairs to go grab my wallet. Like, irresistible. And let's just stop there for a second. Nobody really has that. Only 1% of the offers out there are like that. The other offers are all elevator music, goes in, blends into the crowd, doesn't emotionally make you flicker. I was doing a consultation today. Brilliant lady. Messaging was terrible. We changed it in the consultation. It was like, oh, we help you become financially free, blah, blah, blah. You and 18 other men.
Read that 1,000 times before.
Exactly. So we totally changed it so that when your ideal avatar hears this, they're like, I want that now. I actually have an awesome training on that, on how to build that, by the way. And that's at akbarsheikh.com/gold if anybody ever wanted to see that. But so an irresistible offer. And then honestly, you need a good funnel. Like, it can be simple and ugly like most of ours have been. It just needs to follow a certain psychology, certain ethical principles of persuasion. You need a good traffic source, bro. Whether it's organic or paid, you need a solid flow of leads. These three things are the core of what you need to run a 7-figure business. Now, as you grow, like, we've had to add a team. I now have like a CEO. Well, I had an assistant really from day one. The first customer I ever had that took that check and got an assistant. By the way, everyone needs an assistant, a VA. If you don't have a VA, you're wasting your time.
Is your assistant at location or is she virtual?
I've had both. She's virtual. I'm a little bit of a different personality. I'm very passionate about my work. I don't like water cooler talk. I had people in my office. I had like a team in my office. I didn't like it at all. It was a lot of water cooler talk and a lot of people wanting everyone having their own needs and they want to spend time and talk with me. And I'm just very passionate about my cause, our mission, our work, make more, give more. And when I get to work, I'm in work mode. I'm like boom, boom, boom. And I like to kind of socialize too much in that process. So I made my whole team digital.
Okay.
And you need an assistant right away. And by the way, most people are not like that. So I'm just, I'm a little weird. But by the way, your assistant, in the beginning, you only need to hire them for a few hours a week. And there's plenty of them available. So you might say, okay, look, I only need 5-10 hours a week. And that's what I did. And then you build up. And now, now we have one working a lot. So, VA, then we have coaches, then we have a CEO, then we have an appointment setter, then we have a customer success, director of customer success, then we have support, sales team, on and on and on. Then it gets into more systems, processes. I'll tell you, since we added systems and processes and stuff like that, business has definitely gone up considerably for us. I'm just telling you the truth though. Like, you don't all to just rate your first 7 figures. You really just need that offer, funnel, and traffic. Now, in retrospect, do I wish I had those systems and ops built in from day one? First of all, I have no regrets because my mindset is of that nature. I believe everything happens for a reason. I never truly, I'll be honest with you, because I grew up differently. I did not grow up I grew up you know, my family's entrepreneurial style is different. It's very trader style, like buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. It wasn't very structured. It wasn't very systems and process. So I never had an appreciation or an understanding of it, frankly, up until very recently. Um, so when I finally did that, and I got a team and systems and processes in place, things really changed. Things really kind of took off. So the reality is though, don't get overwhelmed. Start wherever you're at, and hire based on where you're at. Now the other thing is you have to stop looking at hiring team members as an expense. It's an investment because everyone that you bring on your team should be bringing you in more money. And if they're not, well, then you didn't train them right. They're not doing their job right. You don't have the systems in place, or that job's not really necessary, or they're not very good at what they do. So, I kind of just rambled for a little bit, but hopefully there was some useful information in there somewhere.
No, no, absolutely. I mean, if I can just distill kind of, what you said, you gave us a lot right there. It sounds like the main thing that if you were to go to someone, the main thing they could change is just to make sure that their offer, their traffic, and their funnel is on point. They have to have a killer offer. They have to have a solid source of traffic, and their funnel needs to be A+. Once you get those in place, your business is going to move. After that, the other main takeaway that I got from what you said was that the first time you get money in the door, hire a VA. You can't do it all yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. You're wasting your time. I mean, I'll give you an example today. Today, I went to the lake over the last couple of days, and and my brother pushed me off the paddleboard, and I lost my glasses. I'm freaking out.
Did you push him back?
Well, I'm pretty blind, I can't see. So I went to the optometrist today, which I can't outsource that. I cannot outsource that. I have to go there.
Can you take my eyes and just take a look there real quick?
Yeah. No, I'm very protective of my time. So I went there. Now that glasses shop, Pearl Vision, whatever it was, they could not give me glasses until next week. It was
Oops. Breaking up.
Now they gave me my subscription, whatever you want to call it, prescription. And I said, I need glasses today. So what am I going to do now? The average person is going to sit in their car, and they're going to go call a bunch of people, or they're going to go visit a bunch of stores, or they're going to go call a bunch of people and see who does same day glasses. I'm like, dude, I know that's going to take forever. I'm like, I'm not doing that. I gave it to my team. I'm like, here's my subscription. Please, here's my zip code I'm in. Please call all around, find out who's got same day, and then tell me where they're at, and I'll go there. You see, like that probably saved me a good hour, and easily. And you have to value yourself. So if I'm paying someone $10, $20 an hour to do that research, you have to value your time. If you're doing $10, $20 hour tasks, well, then that's all you're worth. But if you're an entrepreneur, the reality is worth a lot more than that. And so that's what I talked about the brainwashing before, is that, if you were raised by kind of 9 to 5 people, you just have to be aware of that in corporate, they brainwash their employees. It's kind of what they call the golden handcuffs. Oh, we'll pay for your health insurance. Oh, we'll give you a company phone. Oh,
I always thought that one. I did corporate for a while, and everybody was always like, I would tell them like, I want to get out and go do something. And the first thing everybody always said was, oh, what about health insurance? And I was just thinking like, can't I just buy that on my own? Like, why is that such a big deal? I don't understand.
Well, because they've been brainwashed into it's the golden handcuffs. Where are you it's like people want to leave, but how am I going to go? Like they take care of my health insurance. They take care of this. So now they have a scarcity mindset too. Because of that, culture in that environment. So if you were raised in an environment like that, you need to do a little bit of detox, which is not a big deal. They have, like, I work with my mindset coach almost daily, maybe even daily. And it's essential. This whole game is 90% mental, frankly speaking.
Yep. No, I could not agree more. Most of it comes from the mind, especially if you get yourself in the right mindset, surrounded by the right people, you're definitely going to start taking the right actions.
Yeah.
So, hey, Akbar, I have to move us on. We're, these are 20-minute podcasts, and I think we've passed the 30-minute mark, so I have to close this off here.
Yes,
so
yes. Sorry.
I'm going to push us into the quick question round. This is where I'm going to ask you just super quick questions. You give me quick answers in response.
Sure.
Starts with books. I'm a big bookie, so I like to ask people 2 book recommendations. One for the topic that you're talking about, so sales, online marketing, and then one for just general life wisdom.
Well, I'm pretty biased, but I wrote a pretty good book called, the hell's it called? What's it called? I'm having my after lunch slump, which doesn't make any sense because I eat very clean. No, I'm just kidding. It's called a 7-figure. No, because it's a funny name. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Yeah. It's called 7-Figure Funnels and Slap You in the Face with a Cold Dead Fish Blueprint on how to build a 7-figure online business in just 7 ethical steps. Smiley face. And you can get that at akbarsheikh.com/7-figure book, I think. So obviously I'm being kind of biased there. A second book that I think is very underrated, frankly. And I'm not here to preach. I'm just telling you what I believe. But if you're in a monotheistic religion, honestly, your holy book, your Bible, Torah, Quran, this really teaches you how to conduct business, how to conduct your day-to-day life, how to treat your customers, how to treat your vendors, how to deal honestly in business, what to do, what not to do. If you're asking me what's the best book to learn practices on how to run a sustainable, blessed, real business, I would say read your holy book.
I like that. And you're right. I mean, it doesn't matter which one you're reading. They're all good. I grew up Christian. I really like Buddhism right now. I've read quite a few of all the books out there. So good advice. Nobody's ever said the holy book. So I like that one.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame. I've never heard that before either. And that's why I say it, is because it's, the older I get, man, the more I realize it all goes back to fundamentals. Like, what do we talk about? You need an offer, funnel, traffic. Like, it's anyone who's not doing well in business, it's just the fundamentals are broken, and all the fundamentals are taught to us centuries ago.
Yep.
Nothing's
The wisdom is out there, and it's found in pretty much every holy book that you can find. I haven't read the Quran
also,
yet, but I'm sure they got it too.
Yeah, and also a lot of the extreme left, they're trying to delete religion from society. A lot of the hardcore liberals.
Yep. No, I'm a fan of religion if people don't get extreme and try to push it on other people. That's where it goes wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Next question is about habits. Habits are the foundation of our life. So I like to ask people, what's the one habit they feel contributes the most to their life today?
Say it again, brother.
What's the one habit that you feel contributes the most to your life today?
Tenacity.
Like it. Tenacity. Easy peasy. Keep going after what you want. Don't ever give up. Next question is for your younger self. You've had a roller coaster of a ride. You've already kind of gone into the fact that you don't consider anything a failure, and I like that mindset. If you were to go back to Akbar, say, who is just in his store with his dad, watching him trade in retail, go back to him, grab him in, grab his shoulders, look him in the eye, give him one piece of advice. What would that advice be?
Start praying. Start praying. I never prayed. I was never God-fearing. I never prayed or anything like that.
I like that, because that gets the reflection going, and that gets you kind of realizing what actions are working and what actions.
I think people. Yeah, what's frustrating about the marketplace, the landscape of this digital, business, everyone's looking for tactic. That's such BS, dude. Like, you want tactic and strategy? Like, all you have to do is look at someone who's successful. You can, if you know someone's doing 7-8 figures, you go to their funnel, you opt in, you can see the emails they're sending you. You can see this. Oh, okay. So they're sending me this email reminder. Okay. I booked a call. Now they're texting me a reminder here. Okay, when I got on a sales call, this is what they did. They asked me this and they asked me this. Okay, I see the psychology. Okay, on the funnel, what do they have? Oh, they have authority. Oh, they've got testimonies here. Okay, like the tactic is all there. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not that. So what's frustrating is that like everyone, that's what everyone thinks the gold is in, like, what's the secret? Dude, there is none. It's all right there for you. The tactic, the fundamental stuff, where your mind is at, how you're actually living your day to day, your physical and mental and spiritual health, that will form the person that you need to be to implement the tactics that are already out there. That's why in my program, like, we help people become a seven-figure coach. But one of the first things we do is try to, optimize your mind, body, and soul, because that's that. And people are so brainwashed that that's not it. And it's tactic. It's the opposite. It's so frustrating to me when people are like, oh, let's skip the mindset. My mindset's fine. Anyone who thinks their mindset is fine, their mindset sucks. Okay. So I mean, to me, after all these years and all these gray hairs, that's my opinion.
I like it. Yep. No, mindset really is where it comes in. And if you're looking for tactics, you probably got the mindset wrong. So this last question is a two-parter, and it's where we're going to leave off. The first part is just your contact information if somebody wanted to reach out, how to do that. The second part, give yourself a plug. Tell us how you contribute to the world and what it is that you offer.
Thanks, man. Our mission is, make more. We want to empower entrepreneurs to make more so they can give more to their favorite families, communities, and favorite charities, hence making the world a better place. We do that by helping people build a seven-figure coaching business. And everything I've done in my life, the most impactful and profitable thing I've ever done is coaching. So I teach people how to do it right, how to do it without being burnt out. I actually just give them all my systems, funnels, offers, traffic, all my funnel templates, all my offer structures, all my traffic frameworks, my sales scripts. It's like basically a coaching business in a box. And then I support them, me and my dream team, every single day. Me, live, hands-on workshop. Me, my copywriter, my funnel builder, the same person who deletes my mental trash is going to delete your mental trash. My copywriter, my we have an excellent paid traffic person who's gotten seven-figure results that helps you fix your ads and stuff like that. So it's a very holistic approach, and it's called The Coach's Secret. And if you want more information about it, and if you want my best training ever, easily my best training ever, and probably we're ruled out 2 little tweaks that you can make to your business that can take it to 7 figures. And that's just my name.com, akbarsheikh.com/gold, GOLD. Kind of cheesy, but they were like, my team came up with that idea /gold because they're like the golden nuggets, and I never liked that term golden nuggets. I just thought it was overplayed. But anyway, that's the URL. It's just my name, akbarsheikh.com/gold.
Perfect. And that is for people who are, struggle with spelling sometimes. I'm going to spell that one out. That is akbarsheikh.com/gold. I will also put that URL in the show notes. So if you see the little more in the description of the podcast, click that more. It'll drop down. URL will be right there.
And to anyone who's worried about where they are, who they are, what their name is, what their accent is like, what color they are, understand that I'm a funny looking brown guy who's technologically illiterate with a name that nobody can spell. And I'm a top 1% earner. So if I can do it, there's no reason in hell, excuse my language, that you can't do it.
There you go. No excuses, people. Get out there. Awesome, Akbar. Well, again, thanks for hopping on the show. I had a blast having a conversation with you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you. Sorry I was late today, by the way.
No.
I need to get a little better at that. I was just having my lunch, and I need to get better at that communication. I should have texted you. I apologize. I didn't really know, to be honest, if we were having this podcast because it showed up duplicate on my calendar. But that's my fault. I apologize.
It's all good. For everybody who's here with us today, thank you guys for hopping on the show. We couldn't do this without you. You're the reason we're here. Again, the best way to support the show is just to subscribe, share this episode with your friends and family. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. Keep pursuing greatness, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.
Appreciate you, brother. Peace.
Thank you guys for sticking with us on another episode of the Pursuing Greatness podcast. I hope you got a lot of value out of that guest. Again, the best way to support the show is just to subscribe, and share with your friends and family. Also, check out pursuinggreatnesspodcast.com if you want to get more information about what we do and what we offer. I hope you guys have a great day and keep living in integrity with yourselves. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode coming shortly.